During Sister Wives Season 19, the ex-wives gave more insight into the familial breakdown. When Christine married David and returned to Utah, the family needed to make some decisions about her home. Kody tried to force Janelle to move into it, but she refused. Instead, fans watched as she and Savannah moved into an RV on the empty Coyote Pass lot. As viewers wait for Season 19 to return to TLC, they're taking deep dives into the Brown family's motives. Recently, some Sister Wives fans pondered why Kody so adamantly wanted Janelle to take Christine's house. Sister Wives fans think Kody Brown's greed ultimately drives him. By the time Christine left Flagstaff, cracks in Janelle and Kody's relationship were already growing. Many Sister Wives viewers didn't think it made much sense for Janelle to purchase a home in Flagstaff. After living in the RV with Savannah, Janelle realized how much better off she was without her husband. So why did Kody try to force her to take Christine's home? Why did Kody want Janelle to buy Christine's house? A Sister Wives viewer posted on Reddit recently, "I don't get it. Taya for any replies." Unless Kody Brown admits the truth, no one can say for sure why he pushed Janelle so hard. But many other viewers agreed it likely had something to do with greed. On screen, Kody often discusses how money is a major factor when it comes to decision-making. Other Sister Wives fans wrote, "My take was he thought he could get Christine to sell it under market to them. Like super under market. He wanted another asset and thought he could swindle Christine out of her equity. Janelle was pushing him to pay off CP so that they can move forward and build, holding him to his promise. He had no intention of ever building. So what better way to get Janelle into a house and get back that asset by trying to force her to buy it on her own, with her own mortgage? I bet he wanted Dayton to move into Christine's house, not collect the rent money. Use Janelle to buy it. This would have made Robyn very happy." Janelle Brown ultimately chose wisely. In general, Sister Wives fans can agree that Janelle Brown made the right decision. She was true to her own wants and needs. And now she's building a dream home of her very own. Fans who follow her on social media love watching her flourish and thrive now that she's far away from Flagstaff. Kody Brown seems to be the furthest topic from her mind as she builds Tata Farms with Maddie Brush. Why do you think Kody so desperately wanted Janelle to move into Christine's old house? Do you think greed was a motivator? Leave your own opinions in the comments below. Sister Wives Season 19 returns to TLC this spring. Until then, follow TV shows Ace Online to keep up with the latest news and updates from the Brown family. Sister Wives, the hit reality TV show that offers viewers a window into the lives of Kody Brown and his 4 wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, has always been a fascinating, controversial look at plural marriage. As the show has evolved, the relationships between Kody and his wives have grown more complicated, with deep emotional rifts, personal struggles, and a great deal of drama. One of the most significant and heartbreaking storylines to unfold has been Kody's shifting relationships with his wives, especially with Christine. In recent seasons, the cracks in Kody and Christine's relationship have become more evident, culminating in her departure from Kody in 2021. However, what many fans didn't fully realize at the time was that before Christine made the decision to leave Kody, there was an intricate and manipulative effort by Kody to keep Christine under control, an effort in which he attempted to use Janelle, his second wife, to his advantage. This behind-the-scenes drama revealed a side of Kody that many viewers hadn't seen before. A man desperately trying to maintain his control over his family at all costs, even if it meant betraying one of his most trusted wives. The fractured foundation of Kody and Christine's marriage. From the start of Sister Wives, Kody and Christine's relationship was one of the more stable ones in the family. Christine was portrayed as a loving and supportive wife, eager to be a part of Kody's life and to be an active mother to their many children. However, over time, Kody's emotional and physical connections with Christine began to wane, and his attention seemed to shift elsewhere, particularly towards his third wife, Robyn, who had quickly become his favorite. Christine, once the cheerful, bubbly wife, started to grow weary of Kody's neglect. As the seasons wore on, she became increasingly vocal about her dissatisfaction, revealing how she felt emotionally abandoned and isolated within the family dynamic. While Kody had once assured her that he loved her and was committed to their plural marriage, his actions often told a different story. Christine's unhappiness became more palpable, and viewers began to see the painful toll it took on her. In her confessionals, she often described how she struggled with feelings of loneliness and rejection. For many fans, it became clear that Kody's marriage to Christine was deteriorating, and his lack of effort to remedy the situation only fueled her growing disillusionment. But what many viewers didn't see at the time was the deeper manipulation taking place behind closed doors. A final effort by Kody to control Christine's departure and keep her tied to him, using his other wives, especially Janelle, to do so. The scheme: using Janelle to keep Christine in line. Kody, desperate to keep his family intact and to maintain his control over the situation, attempted one of the most manipulative strategies he had ever used. He tried to involve Janelle in his attempt to prevent Christine from leaving him. The idea seemed simple enough. Kody would try to convince Janelle to help persuade Christine to stay, using the bond that had long existed between them as a means of pressure. At this point, Janelle and Christine had developed a close friendship over the years. They were two wives who often shared similar struggles, particularly with Kody's shifting priorities. Janelle, who had been married to Kody for over 2 decades, had long been the most independent of the wives, often taking a backseat in terms of emotional dependency on Kody. She was a more practical figure, focusing on raising her children and keeping a balanced life outside of Kody's demands. In contrast, Christine was often more emotionally invested in her marriage, which made her vulnerable when Kody began to pull away. But despite their differences, Christine and Janelle shared a deep mutual respect and friendship. This bond would later become the focal point of Kody's manipulative scheme. Kody, aware of the closeness between Janelle and Christine, thought that he could use Janelle to his advantage. He hoped that by getting Janelle involved in the conversation, Christine might be swayed to reconsider leaving him. After all, he reasoned, Janelle's support and encouragement might convince Christine to stick around, particularly because of the communal nature of their polygamous family. Kody relied heavily on the idea that the wives should always put the family first, and he saw Janelle as a potential ally in ensuring that Christine remained part of that family structure. What Kody didn't anticipate, however, was how Janelle would react to his attempt at manipulation. Janelle's resistance and the fallout. Janelle, who had long prided herself on being independent and pragmatic, saw through Kody's plan almost immediately. While she respected Kody as the patriarch of their family, she was also aware of the growing cracks in the family dynamic. Janelle had witnessed the tension between Kody and Christine and knew that Christine had been struggling for quite some time. Janelle, however, was not the type to get involved in emotional drama, particularly when it came to the personal struggles of her sister wives. Rather than siding with Kody, Janelle voiced her concerns to him. She made it clear that she would not participate in trying to keep Christine in the marriage if it was against Christine's will. For Janelle, the idea of manipulating Christine into staying in an unhappy marriage went against everything she believed in. She understood that each wife in the family had to make decisions based on what was best for them. And if Christine felt that leaving Kody was the only option for her happiness, Janelle was not going to stand in the way. Janelle's resistance to Kody's request further widened the rift between them. It was clear that Kody's control over his wives was beginning to slip. While Janelle had long been a voice of reason in the family, her refusal to support Kody's plan was a significant turning point. It was a sign that even the most stable relationships in the Brown family were starting to fracture. For Christine, the situation became even more complicated. She had already been feeling isolated and emotionally abandoned, but now she saw that Kody was willing to use others, especially Janelle, in an attempt to manipulate her into staying in a marriage that no longer brought her joy. This only solidified Christine's decision to leave Kody. She realized that her happiness and well-being had to come first, and no amount of manipulation would change that. The final straws. Christine's eventual decision to leave Kody was not just a result of his neglect. It was a culmination of years of emotional strain, personal growth, and the realization that her needs were not being met in the marriage. Kody's manipulative actions, including his attempt to use Janelle as a pawn in his attempt to control Christine, were the final straws that led to the end of their relationship. Christine's exit was not just a personal decision. It was also a signal to the other wives that they could no longer ignore the deep-rooted issues in their family dynamic. For Kody, it was a humbling moment that revealed just how much he had lost in his quest for control. He had alienated not only his wives, but also his children, who began to question his authority and emotional maturity. The aftermath: a broken family and Kody's reflection. Following Christine's departure, the Brown family began to unravel in ways that Kody had never anticipated. The tension between the wives grew, and even Kody's relationship with Robyn was tested. His need to control his family had left him isolated, and the emotional fallout from Christine's departure caused him to question his own decisions. Janelle, too, found herself reconsidering her position in the family, wondering if the dynamic had become too toxic to continue. Kody's last-ditch effort to cheat Christine emotionally by using Janelle was a desperate and ultimately futile attempt to maintain control over a situation he could no longer manage. The aftermath of his actions left him without the unity he once cherished. For Christine, it marked the beginning of a new chapter, one in which she could take control of her life, free from the manipulation and emotional weight of her past marriage. As the Brown family continues to evolve, viewers are left to wonder if Kody's actions will have lasting consequences for his relationships with his wives and children. His attempt to use Janelle as a tool in his manipulation of Christine was a desperate move that only deepened the fractures in his already fragile family. For Christine, however, it was the final push she needed to break free and find happiness on her own terms.